If it weren't for Give to Give, I don't even know that I'd be alive today. I was homeless, and I'm a single mother, estranged. I have no family on either my side or my daughter's father's side, and just doing it all myself. And I spent the last 30 years trying to heal from Lyme disease, mast cell activation syndrome, completely allergic to life, perfume, other people's touch. I would get these bright red rashes on my arms. I was a mess. And when I gave birth to my daughter, she was born with everything that I had. And it was a lot for two human beings in this world. I was down to 2 foods, and those were hit or miss some days. And I was still not really bringing in very much money. I mean, the universe was giving me enough to get by so that I could continue to couch surf, meet mine and my daughter's needs, and that was basically it. And I just knew I needed to dive deeper. I knew that if I can get outside of my environment and outside of that reminder of the old stories of the old self and who I was, it would help me to expand and transcend beyond the idea of the disease and that identity that I know I was still attached to subconsciously. So I reached out to Give because I didn't know how I could possibly get to the next retreat. And there was a spot available in Niagara Falls. And at that retreat, I had so many moments just getting to know myself in a deeper way, really understanding who I had been. Because when symptoms would show back up, I would ask myself, who am I being in the world? I'm clearly creating this subconsciously. And in that retreat, I was able to experience the why and the who I was being and dive deeper and unravel and let go of a lot of beliefs. And during that week, I was able to receive 3 coherence healings. And this is extra significant because the week before Niagara Falls, I had a routine scan on my thyroid because when I was 17, I had thyroid cancer and had a total thyroidectomy, meaning they removed my entire thyroid, which means I've been attached to medication since I was 17. I'm 37 now. So most of my life I've been on thyroid meds. The scan came back that there was a lymph node that appeared to be metastatic, and every radiologist checked it out. They wanted to biopsy it right away, schedule surgery, all that stuff. And I said, well, I'm going to this retreat and I'm just going to trust this. Let's scan again afterwards. So after the coherence healings, the 3 of them, those were powerful all in themselves. I didn't ever once think about that I might have cancer. I didn't ever once think about that I want to run a marathon or make $1 million or millions of dollars or whatever. I didn't think about those things. What I focused on was all that love. And the coherence healing just blew me open with love. My own meditations just blew me open with love. The walking meditations at the retreat, every part of it just opened my heart in ways I didn't know it hadn't been opened before. And that's when I changed my intention to stop focusing on healing, to stop envisioning running marathons, and just be a good mother, be a good person in the world, and to continue to ask myself resourceful questions when symptoms show up, like, who am I being right now? Who am I being in the world? And then sit with it without judgment and love myself. I got this beautiful awareness that anytime somebody frustrates me or I get irritated with my 6-year-old daughter, I remind myself, since in oneness there is no separation, I remind myself that those are just parts of myself that need love. And I'm telling you, my biggest healings happened in those moments. The week after Niagara Falls, a few weeks later, I had a CT scan, and they did a total head to pelvis just to make sure if this might be metastatic, there might be other things going on. And my scan came back completely clear. There was nothing suspicious. Swollen lymph nodes from 30 years of Lyme disease and mast cell activation. Most of my life, I've had them biopsied often. There was just nothing on the scans. And I wasn't surprised. I was grateful, tears of joy when my scans came back fine, but I wasn't surprised because I knew it in my heart, because I learned how unlimited I could be. For the past year, I'd been taking care of a disabled person, and the family fell in love with me, put me on payroll with the trust, and now I probably do physical work maybe 5 hours a week. I don't do very much, and I get paid a very large salary for what I do. Basically, it's support for me and my daughter. We get to heal. We get to focus on my business and the things that I do and the things that keep me alive and healthy and the things that keep my daughter alive and healthy. A part of my contract is that they pay for my housing, so I get to live in a luxury apartment in Denver. So I went from homeless to gainfully employed, beautiful home, successful almost instantly after that retreat. The other thing that happened is I started being able to eat foods again. As of today, I eat whatever I want. Gluten, dairy, all the histamine foods, all the histamine triggers like avocados and chocolate, all the things I haven't had in 6 years. Sugar, I do the work. I showed up every day. I love some of the longer meditations, the Center of the Magnet that Dr. Joe does, where you breathe into the heart and do that intense breath work. It's almost 3 hours. I love it. I spent a lot of time doing that. But more important, it was about who I was being when I opened my eyes, and being really mindful of that person. Because I could have a great 3-hour meditation, but if I spend 15 hours stuck as a victim, it's really hard to change, and nothing changes until we change ourselves. And I mean, I'm completely unlimited, and it feels incredible. I really do believe the disease lives in the old body. I became somebody new, and if it weren't for Give to Give, I don't even know that I'd be alive today. So I just can't thank them enough for what they do, what they've done for me, and what they do for the world.